Hi, good evening, everyone. So, this is my first LinkedIn Live actually, and this is special lead design webinar exclusively for the CEOs of the companies. And this is more of how, as a CEO, you can actually build your asset through second home and how the second home market is. So, going ahead and proceeding, I would like you to, if it is possible, get notes. If you have any queries and the questions at the end of the session, I'm going to give you my contact details. You can directly connect with me. So we'll start today's session with typically starting with my introduction. I'm Reshma Hajite. I'm into real estate from last 16 years. In 16 years, I have fulfilled the dream of 1,550 plus people of owning legally clear title land. I have conducted 41 plus radio shows, addressed 10 plus NRI forums, and we have a channel which is on YouTube, Excellence Home, which is the most followed YouTube channel for the land investments. Going ahead, I have spoke on different forums, considering Doctors Forum, Business Owners Forum, on different NRI community forums as a land investment expert. And we have been awarded Brands Academy Award, Rotary Contribution Award, and there are multiple awards which I have won. Let's start with today's workshop. I would say this is a workshop. Mainly, we are going to talk about a second home as an industry where it is moving. I'm going to present some of the case studies as which kind of different CEOs, how they invest into farmhouses and how they reap the benefit out of it. At the same time, there are certain failure stories which I am going to present, which represents that there is something that has happened and which actually shifted the entire point into like he or she was not able to own a farmhouse and enjoy the farmhouse. At the same time, I'm going to brief about different steps to own a second home. In my upcoming uh, strategy part of the for the CEOs, I'm going to come up with, if you are interested to know about investing into farmhouse, so what are the steps to invest, what documents you need to check, what are the different solutions on the challenges that you get as a CEO to own a farmhouse, and exclusively where you can buy farmhouses. So in the next series and the next session, I'm going to come up with the rest of the agenda. So today I'm going to cover mainly second home as an industry and certain case studies in the second home. So let's get started with the first part. Normally in Hindi, we always say, "हमारा खुद का बना है नया बंगला." This is a dream home everybody has. हर एक का अपना एक सपना होता है कि खुद का एक घर बने. That is a first home. But second home is more of something where you feel like I have done enough in life at this point. I really want to be grounded. I want to do home gardening, kitchen gardening. I want to go into muds, and at the same time, I want to have a party place, my own farmhouse where I can invite my friends and we can have a common memory space where we can enjoy the time together. Coming to the statistics, Make My Trip is a travel company. We know it well. But the one stats which shows that this is the news in 2021, that is post COVID, Make My Trip plans to add 15,000 homestays in 18 months. So, when I say as a CEO, why second home investment is important for you, this is one of the important and the biggest factor. There are a lot of companies in the market which are mainly focusing on homestays because homestays is the major market that is developing in India. Starting from Make My Trip, bookings.com, Airbnb, Stay Vista, Saffron Stay. These are the structured companies which are entering into this model or this market mainly from the perspective of actually considering the demand in the market. Do you know one stat? During this Diwali, the highest searches on Google in Pune were a farmhouse near Pune or homestay near Pune. 5, 6 years before, we have never imagined ourselves on Diwali days, on Raksha Bandhan, going out as a family and enjoying there. But now it's a trend. Post COVID, everybody wants to be in the nature, outside. And second most important thing, it's a cost effective also. So 3 or 4 families coming together, 20,000 rupees per night stay. It's a big, good deal actually, rather than throwing a private party at a crowded restaurant. So that's where a lot of people choose this option of renting a second home. So when I say as a CEO, obviously it's your own farmhouse which you can use it for self, but if you're not going to use it for a long time, you may actually put it on rent. So it becomes your asset churning next model. So this is a one fact as far as the upcoming companies where they are taking the trend. Second thing is, on this slide, there is one farmhouse which is on Stay Vistas portal. This is in Mulshi area. If you see, per night stay rent for this farmhouse is around 19,000 rupees. So second home rent near to the city area can vary from 5,000 to 20,000 to 25,000 per night stay, depend on what kind of a view you are providing, what kind of a experience you are providing within the farmhouse. There are different types of the structures in the market available at this point. Different structures, when I say glass house, tree house, glamping house, there are structures like different types of the structures where actually people feel it's the open to the garden, or even some of the people, they have glass roof where they can, when they sleep, they can see the entire sky from there. So it's not about how many BHKs of the farmhouse you have constructed. It's more of what kind of an experience you are providing it to people. People are not much keen on that sort of a big swimming pool or a clubhouse or a very jazzy jacuzzi. They're more interested in landscape. Can I play with my kids in mud bath? Or can I use that sandpit for playing with my daughter in? Or people think of, if this is an open space outside, can I make a home garden or kitchen garden and plant some seeds over here? So more of the grounding activities that people needed, rather than that 5 star or 7 star kind of a fee. And people pay for it. If you're from Pune, you'll vouch for it. There are very thoughtfully designed different resorts in and around Pune, like Malhar Machi, Jal Srushti, Machan. They are like just a concept, like a tree house, and people pay 25,000 per night stay. Just for a glass house, people pay 30,000 per night stay. So it's more of an experience what can be provided. Whereas a CEO, if you're thinking to do something of your own, it's your personal choice. But at the same time, if you're thinking, if you're not going to use it for a long run and you want it to be a asset creation model for you, then obviously second home rental is the another thing which you should start focusing on. Next point, these are some of the logos which I already talked about. And these are one of the trending companies currently in India as far as the farmhouse renting and farmhouse maintenance is considered. Bookings.com, Airbnb, Stay Vista, Saffron Stays, A Life. Expected is that A Life is going public limited. They are coming up with IPO. So the companies like this, they are proposing to be the next giants in the industry. One side, these all companies are there which are ready to rent your properties, especially farmhouse properties. And on the other side, are there companies which are actually getting a right land for you, developing a farmhouse on it, and creating a gated communities over it. Sadly, there are not such many players. But as Excellence Home, we are creating that entire ecosystem from last 4 years, from acquiring a legally clear title plot to actually getting the rightly maintained farmhouse, which I'm going to discuss in the next series, which I'm soon coming. next Tuesday at the same time. Next part about this, who is providing the second homes? Obviously, common man like you and me, they are owning these second homes and they would like to rent it out or use it for themselves. Now, two case studies I'm going to give before we just come to the end of this entire session. First case study, he is the MD of IT company. An MD, as an MD of the company, obviously he has achieved in the life. He has his own real estate investments are completed, and secondly, he obviously has good rental income coming from different sources. And now he is of the level. I just want to get to the grounds near to my house from an hour drive. I want a place where I can go and chill and relax. I don't want to own a resort room like Club Mahindra or Corinthian, but I want my private space which I can own the land, I can construct as per my liking, and later I will use it as and when I want. Now, his requirement is very specific, but still, every week he goes on the site. He travels more than 250 kilometers every weekend, and he has been searching for farmhouse land from last 1.5 years. This is not a fictitious story. I know three of the MDs of these IT companies, they are searching for such lands. People invest their weekends just hunting the lands. Now, why they are not able to get the right land? One point is because of not having the clarity exactly what they need. When I say not having the clarity, in the next live, I'm going to cover what all things you require to go in the depth to check whether this land is suitable for you or not. So when I say clarity, there are multiple things involved into clarity. So generally, when you want to search land for a farmhouse, just going online and putting it on the Google and just putting your number on the different portal, this might give you just an option of attending the calls continuously and getting numerous WhatsApp messages, which you never go through. The best way and ideal way is actually doing the proper requirement gathering of your requirement of owning a farmhouse. So, in today's episode, in today's live, I have covered two important things. One, about how, as a farmhouse overall industry, second home industry is growing, and as a CEO, where it would take you to create your own asset and at the same time make it a profitable affair for you. And second, I presented a case study of the MD of IT company struggling to own a land for a farmhouse. So in my upcoming next live, I'm going to cover what all things as a CEO you should check before owning a land. This checklist should be ready on your end and you should go through that checklist. So in the next live, I'm going to cover what all things as a CEO you should check. You have to have this in writing before even attending a single call from the market or putting it your requirement on records anywhere. So this is very important thing in terms of owning a second home. So if you are thinking to own a second home and you have a dream of owning a second home near to, especially for Pune or Mumbai, or near to the area which are like you are from some other city and you are exploring certain options to own a farmhouse near to your city, I can help you out in terms of the land selection, legal clarity on the documents, and at the same time in terms of the different types of the selections of the farmhouses, which kind of a constructions can be done. These all things we as a company can cater to. So this is a long series which I'm going to conduct one after another. Next episode, I'll be covering for requirement gathering analysis of the land for which CEO can own this land and take it ahead with respect to owning his or her own second home. These are my contact details. You can get in touch with me directly. You can also share the feedback about today's live. I would be happy to help you. Thank you so much.